welcome back to Pause Menu Society. Of course, I'm one of your hosts, Derrick for real, aka the last of the native tongues. Here with my brother Killer KG, aka Killer Frat. So, interesting story, real quick, before we get into the situation. We had actually recorded an episode last night with our producer, Sturl, and that was going to be our first episode. That episode is coming out in a few days. But then we got this crazy news today. I was at work, and Kolby shot me the text, and I looked, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, this can't be real. So I went to the internet, and I was like, oh shit, it is real. Well, then I didn't really read it because I was kind of in between doing stuff at work. And then when I got home, me and him were discussing, I looked and I read over it. I was like, wait a minute, this is deeper than we thought. So, this episode is going to come out first. But, we'll talk about shit in a second. Anyway, the reason we are here today, live from IGN, Phil Spencer retiring, Sarah Bond is out, Matt Booty promoted as Microsoft AI exec, Asha Sharma is named new Xbox boss. Spencer's run with Xbox ends just months shy of the brand's 25th anniversary. This is insane. This is fucking insane. You sent me this. I was like, wait, dog, is this real? Like, I ran directly to Twitter, like, is this real? Can I get confirmation? Everybody. The funny thing is, we talked yesterday, and Sony closed Blue Point Studios. And when you listen to what was initially going to be our first episode, you will hear us say, this is crazy. And I said I would cover it more on the Week in Gaming. This, I couldn't wait to record. Like, I'm like, I can't wait. This has got to be done now. I hit Kolby. I was like, yo, we might have to, lock in and drop another, record another episode, because this has to be talked about. Were you scrolling? What happened, bro? Take me through the steps. What happened?
Okay, I was chilling. I had got off early because my legs started hurting real bad. I couldn't put no
right.
So when I got to the crib, I laid down. I was on Instagram. I scrolled up. No, I was on Facebook. I was scrolling, and I seen it. I said, hold on. I thought it was fake at first, but I seen the IGN logo. I was like, okay, this IGN, this is credible source. So I said, hold on, let me click on it. I looked through it. It said, Phil Spencer stepping down. That's the first thing I saw. I said, damn, Phil Spencer. I said, damn. And then it said, the core AI dude, that's who it was, right? The core AI dude.
So it's a woman. So I'm going to get to all that in a second. I was just blown away because a lot of us, number one, Phil stepping down is a big deal because love him or hate him, the one thing I can say about Phil Spencer is he wanted to improve the Xbox brand. I believe in true totality that his hands were extremely tied. He had done so much. They kept giving Phil a blank check to go and buy studios. Remember, they bought like 10 studios because everybody's like, Xbox has no games. So they acquired 10 studios, and it's like, okay, they're going to turn it around. Phil was, he introduced Game Pass, which at the time sounded like a great idea, but in hindsight, it's like, maybe this wasn't the best idea. Microsoft is not going, this is not sustainable. When you go out and you acquire publishers, you spend $80 billion acquiring publishers, people got to get their money back. And then also, when you have to go through these regulatory boards, and then, hey, we're going to subpoena you, we need every email you sent. Then it's like, he attempted to acquire Nintendo. He said, Phil said in the email, I think Nintendo needs to understand the best course for their future is with us. He attempted to acquire Sega. Remember Microsoft, at the Game Awards 2019, Jeff Keighley is on record as saying he did not know that they were going to show that Xbox Series X commercial. He said when they ran through rehearsals earlier that day, in that time slot, they showed a Game Pass commercial. But he did not know they were going to debut their new console. And then months later at CES, when the specs for the PlayStation 5 came out, Phil emailed everybody at Microsoft like, I think it's safe to say that we have the better hardware. This is a great day for Microsoft, for Xbox. Now we've got to work hard. And even with that, and even all the mistakes that Sony has made in this generation, Microsoft still can't get their foot out of their ass. The funny thing is, when it came out yesterday that Sony was closing Blue Point Games, I saw like 3 people on Twitter tweet, Sony just closed Blue Point, and I guarantee you Microsoft will find a way to fuck it up even more probably by tomorrow. And here we are today. And I'm just absolutely befuddled that it has gotten to this point. This is fucking crazy. So, the article from IGN reads, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer, who has been at Microsoft since he joined as an intern in 1988 and with Xbox since the software giant launched its first console in 2001, is retiring. Sources familiar with the matter who are not authorized to speak publicly. Bingo, right there. Sources who are familiar with the matter who are not authorized to speak publicly confirmed to IGN. There's something going on there. There's something going on there. If they can't comment on the situation, there is something going on. Spencer's retirement is effective on Monday, February 23rd. Meanwhile, Xbox President Sarah Bond, long thought by many both inside and outside of Microsoft to be Spencer's heir apparent, has resigned. The new CEO of Microsoft Gaming will be Asha Sharma, currently the president of Microsoft's core AI product. Finally, Xbox Game Studios head Matt Booty is being promoted to Chief Content Officer and will work closely with Sharma. This is crazy. Quote, I want to thank Phil for his extraordinary leadership and partnership, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella said in an email sent to Microsoft staff. Over 38 years at Microsoft, including 12 years leading gaming, Phil helped transform what we do and how we do it. Full emails from Nadella, Spencer, Sharma, and Booty are below, and we're going to read these. Spencer in his email to the Microsoft staff said in part, quote, last fall I shared with Satya that I was thinking about stepping back and starting the next chapter of my life. From that moment, we aligned on approaching this transition with intention, ensuring stability and strengthening the foundation we've built. Xbox has always been more than a business. It's a vibrant community of players, creators, and teams who care deeply about what we build and how we build it. And it deserves a thoughtful, deliberate plan for the road ahead. Today marks an exciting new chapter for Microsoft Gaming as Asha Sharma steps into the role of CEO, and I want to be the first to welcome her to this incredible team. Working with her over the past several months has given me tremendous confidence. She brings genuine curiosity, clarity, and a deep commitment to understanding players, creators, and the decisions that shape our future. We know this is an important moment for our fans, partners, and team, and we're committed to getting it right. I'll remain in an advisory role through the summer to support a smooth handoff. Sharma is the former vice president of product and engineering at Meta and former Instacart COO, who is also a board member of the Home Depot. She joined Microsoft in 2024. In her email to Microsoft staff, she wrote in part, my first job is simple, understanding what makes this work and protect it. This starts with 3 commitments. First, great games. Everything begins here. We must have great games beloved by players before we do anything. Unforgettable characters, stories that make us feel innovative, innovative gameplay and creative excellence. We will empower our studios, invest in iconic franchises, and back bold new ideas. We will take risks. We will enter new categories and markets where we can add real value, grounded in what players care about most. I promoted Matt Booty in honor of his commitment. He understands the craft and the challenges of building great games, has led teams that deliver award-winning work, and has earned the trust of game developers across the industry. Second, the return of Xbox. We will recommit to our core Xbox fans and players, those who have invested with us for the past 25 years, and to the developers who build the expansive universe and experiences that are embraced by players across the world. We will celebrate our roots with a renewed commitment to Xbox, starting with console, which has shaped who we are. It connects us to the players and fans who invest in Xbox and to the developers who build ambitious experiences for it. Gaming now lives across devices, not within the limits of any single piece of hardware. As we expand across PC, mobile, and cloud, Xbox should feel seamless, instant, and worthy of the communities we serve. We'll break down barriers so developers can build once and reach players everywhere without compromise. Third, the future of play. We are witnessing the reinvention of play. To meet the moment, we will invent new business models and new ways to play by leaning into what we already have. Iconic teams, characters, and worlds that people love. But we will not treat those worlds as static IP to milk and monetize. So yes, it's full on third party. We will build a shared platform and tools that empower developers and players to create and share their own stories. As monetization and AI evolve and influence this future, we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. That's bullshit. Games are and always will be art crafted by humans and created with the most innovative technology provided by us. Booty said in his email to Microsoft staff, quote, "Looking forward, I'm excited to partner with Asha as our next CEO. Our first conversation centered on her commitment to making great games and the role that plays in our overall success. She asks questions, pushes for clarity, and wants our choices grounded in player and developer needs. That mindset matters as the industry around us is changing quickly. How players engage, how games are made, and how business models and platforms evolve. We have good reasons to believe in what's ahead. This organization and its franchises have navigated change for decades, and our strength comes from teams who know how to adapt and keep delivering. That confidence is grounded in a strong pipeline of established franchises, new bets we believe in, and clear player demand for what we are building." Bond joined Xbox in 2017 following a stint as an executive at T-Mobile. This after both her parents worked in telecom industry. As Xbox's corporate vice president of biz dev and partnership, she became corporate VP of game creator, experience, and ecosystem after that, before being named president of Xbox in 2022. Spencer was named head of Xbox in March of 2014 when he was tasked with righting a ship that had made a number of product choices and policy decisions that rubbed core gamers the wrong way in the run-up to the launch of the Xbox One in fall of 2013. Long hailed by gamers as being one of their own, Spencer could frequently be found on Xbox Live, playing games regularly with fellow Xbox gamers and racking up a healthy gamer score. His first major move when put in charge was decoupling the Kinect 2.0 peripheral from the Xbox One package, thus immediately reducing the new console's price by $100 to $399, matching the day one price of Sony's PlayStation 4. He spearheaded the much heralded backwards compatibility movement with Xbox. The Xbox Game Pass service was born under his watch, and accessibility made major compatibility movement within Xbox. Made major advances during his tenure in both hardware and software. Xbox Play Anywhere, which sought to let gamers play their Xbox games on any device, be it a PC, console, or handheld, isn't new, but has been a big recent focal point. Spencer's time running Xbox will perhaps be most remembered by Microsoft's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard King in 2022, which took almost 2 years to achieve regulatory approval from various agencies around the world. But Spencer began trying to solve Xbox's dearth of first-party games in 2018 when the first wave of studio acquisitions occurred. Prior to the Activision deal, Spencer's biggest move came with the $7.5 billion acquisition of ZeniMax, parent company of Bethesda, in 2020. The deal gave Xbox total ownership of Bethesda Game Studios and its Fallout and Elder Scrolls franchises, along with id Software and its Doom and Quake IPs. Among many others, questions arose from there about whether or not that meant all of Xbox's new studios would produce games exclusively for Xbox consoles. And while some games were kept off of PlayStation platforms temporarily, many weren't, and most now seem to come to PS5 eventually, if not on day one. Xbox launched one new console generation during Spencer's time at the helm, the Xbox Series X and S. The unique two-pronged hardware strategy aimed to give core gamers the most powerful console on the market, while offering casual gamers a more affordable entry point into Xbox's fourth generation. A global pandemic and a lack of compelling software to take advantage of the new machines got the Xbox Series off to a slow start, from which it has never really recovered, culminating in a disastrous holiday 2025 sales period that followed two price increases on the aging hardware in the span of 6 months, along with a significant bump in the subscription price for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, the top tier of the service that includes the ability to play new releases on day one. The subsequent Microsoft quarterly earnings report painted a grim picture for the gaming division. Xbox has finally been regularly delivering a steady cadence of good quality games over the past years. Plus, from Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle in fall of 2024, to Avowed, South of Midnight, Doom the Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4, Keeper, The Outer Worlds 2, and the not as well received Call of Duty Black Ops 7 in 2025, to a 2026 lineup that looks set to include Forza Horizon 6, Fable, Gears of War E-Day, and the Unreal Engine 5 powered remake Halo Campaign Evolved. They have the email from Satya as well. What does he say? Gaming has been part of Microsoft from the start. Flight Simulator shipped before Windows. You can practically ray trace a line from DirectX in the 90s to the accelerated compute era we're in today. As we celebrate Xbox's 25th year, the opportunity and innovation agenda in front of us is expansive. Today we reach over 500 million monthly active users, are a top publisher across all platforms, and continue to innovate across gaming, hardware, content, and community in service of creators and players everywhere. I am long on gaming and its role in the center of our consumer ambition. And as we look ahead, I'm excited to share that Asha Sharma will become Executive Vice President and CEO, Microsoft Gaming, reporting to me. Over the last 2 years at Microsoft and previously as Chief Operating Officer at Instacart and a Vice President at Meta, Asha has helped build and scale services that reach billions of people and support thriving consumer and developer ecosystems. She brings experience building and growing. Jesus, my eyes. 1 second. She brings, where is that at? She brings deep experience building and growing platforms, aligning business models to long-term value, and operating at global scale, which will be critical in leading our gaming business into the next next era of growth. Matt Booty will become Executive Vice President and Chief Content Officer, reporting to Asha. Matt's career reflects a lifelong commitment to games and the people who make them. Under his leadership, Microsoft Gaming has grown to span nearly 4 studios across Xbox, Bethesda, Activision Blizzard, and King, which are home to beloved franchises including Halo, The Elder Scrolls, Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Candy Crush, and Fallout. Together, Asha and Matt have the right combination of consumer product leadership and gaming depth to push our platform innovation and content pipeline forward. Last year, Phil Spencer made the decision to retire from the company, and since then we've been talking about succession planning. I want to thank Phil for his extraordinary leadership and partnership. Over 38 years at Microsoft, including 12 years leading gaming, Phil helped transform what we do and how we do it. He expanded our reach across PC, mobile, and cloud, nearly tripled the size of business, helped shape our strategy through the acquisitions of Activision, Blizzard, ZeniMax, and Minecraft, and strengthened our culture across studios and platforms. I've long admired Phil's unwavering commitment to players, creators, and his team, and I am personally grateful for his leadership and counsel. He will continue working closely with Asha to ensure a smooth transition. We have extraordinary creative talent across our studios and a global platform that is second to none. I'm excited for how we will capture the opportunity ahead and define what comes next while staying grounded in what players and creators value. Yeah, no. This is some bullshit. I'm certainly not here to put on the cape for Phil Spencer. I don't think that somebody who has no background in gaming should be running a gaming division of a Fortune 500 company. This just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I mean, if I'm wrong, please stop me. I just don't think that I'm wrong.
I'll be honest, if they don't know nothing about gaming, they about to scrap this shit.
This is a huge mistake. This is a huge mistake. Like, if Phil wants to step down, if he's given 38 years of his life, and that includes his family's life to Microsoft, then I get it. 100%. Every road has an end. Every journey has a climax at some point. So I get it. But here's the thing. Sarah Bond got there in 2017. And we all thought she was next in line. So here's the thing. It's not so much that Phil is retiring. It's the fact that Sarah Bond is completely out. And that's why this looks really crazy. Because people who have knowledge of the situation were not allowed to comment. And that's why it looks crazy to me. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks crazy. But if she just got there 17, she's next in line.
Well, even still, okay, so I look at it like this. Everybody comes from somewhere. But I think I'm a proponent of hiring from within, especially when it's a very... I wouldn't call gaming a niche thing. But Sarah came from T-Mobile. And the article on IGN says her parents worked in telecom as well. Asha Sharma came from the home... She's a board member of the Home Depot, and she came from, what was it? Not DoorDash, or Instacart. What the fuck does she know about running a gaming division? And her title before getting this was the head of core AI for Microsoft. We're not just going to throw together AI slop. I can't sit here in good faith and believe that she is telling us the truth. I just can't.
I can't either. Like, shit. AI taking over right now, so you already...
It is. And we know Microsoft cut a lot of jobs because they want, like, everybody wants to start focusing more on AI. And that's why we had this conversation when we recorded what we thought was going to be our very first episode last night. These data centers, you know, all the RAM shortage, the memory shortage is due to these data centers because everybody wants to use AI.
Right.
Right. And then the optics of this look absolutely fucking crazy. You then promote somebody who's the head of your AI division to the head of your gaming division, and you don't think people are supposed to look at you crazy. When you had somebody who was already sitting in a seat who should have been the next natural progression into that role. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
This goes back to 2024 when the rumors started. Microsoft is going to start putting games on PlayStation. No, they're not. No, they're not. Y'all are dumb if y'all believe that. And then they sent Sarah Bond out there in February, which is Black History Month, no less. Sent a black woman out there to deliver that bullet. Well, it's going to be 4 games. Okay, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush. It was Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and what was the other one?
I think it was Halo.
No, Halo's just now coming. It was Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, and was it Forza Horizon 5? I don't remember what the 4th game was, but I know it was those 3 games for sure. And everybody's like, it's no big deal. Nobody cares about those games. And then it's like, okay, everybody's like, Microsoft's going third party. And then the super duper Xbox guys, Xbots as people like to call them, y'all are bullshitting. This is not happening. Nobody believes this. And then when it comes out, when they make the announcement, it's just 4 games. Nobody cared about those games anyway. All right, cool. You don't think this is going somewhere? You guys are stupid if you think this is going somewhere. And then Phil comes out and said, there is no red line. Any game can go. And then it's like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. That was the 4th game. It was Sea of Thieves. 100%. And it was the top selling game on the PlayStation Store when it came over, which is crazy because I tried Sea of Thieves and it just did nothing for me.
I played Sea of Thieves. I'm not gonna lie to you. I jumped off the boat into the water like 3 or 4 times. That thing I know the people I playing with, I was asleep.
Bro, that game should not be first person. Especially if you're in fucking boats in the middle of the ocean. That makes no sense.
The game, like, ride on the waves, the water and shit like that. Like, and when I went on a cruise, I slept a lot. That game put me to sleep. The people said, we got to get the missions done. We got killer plans. We got to get the missions done quick because this nigga going to go to sleep. I was out 20 minutes tops.
The tweets are crazy. Microsoft Gaming saw that PlayStation close the studio and they basically said, fuck it, let's drop some big news too, guys. Everybody was like, this was nobody could fuck up like Sony did. And Microsoft's like, hold my beer, I got you.
Yeah, especially what it was.
In the last 24 hours, Sony shut down Bluepoint, Phil Spencer is retiring, Sarah Bond resigned, and Nintendo is selling $20 Pokemon GBA games. What is going on? These are questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, they got leaked. That Pokemon stuff got leaked.
Yeah, another one. Not only did Sarah Bond resign, but there's over 400 words from Satya in his statement on the shakeup today. And while he mentions the others, not once does he mention Sarah's name. That's very telling. Jack Move Johnny, shout out Jack Move. What up, boy? The former Xbox president Sarah Bond posted this just 3 hours ago on LinkedIn. We'd love to. She literally posted on LinkedIn thinking she still had a job. We'd love to learn more about how you play so we can continue improving Xbox accessibility features. When everybody plays, we all win. And then she resigned. You don't make a post on LinkedIn talking about accessibility in the future of this company and then you resign. She was forced out. Jack Move Johnny says, oh yeah, they definitely told her to bow out gracefully or be fired. She didn't deserve this. And once again, here we are in Black History Month. This is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like they backdoored her, basically.
It definitely feels like she got backdoored. It definitely feels that way. I just, for the life of me, cannot understand how we arrived at this point. And this is very, very interesting. I'm not reading all of her statement. It's crazy. Dan's Gaming on Twitter. My theory is that Phil and Sarah did not want to shove AI into everything at Xbox, so they were forced to retire and resign. Microsoft is replacing them with someone with a strong background in AI and no experience in gaming. This is just getting insane. Here's the thing. Phil, given the opportunity to say he was retiring, makes sense because of the time he put in at the company. Sarah Bond hadn't even been there 10 years, so I could see why it would look like she was forced out. But I cannot disagree with any of this. I cannot disagree. This looks crazy.
Right. I don't know what they got going on over there. So does that mean they're gonna make changes to the new Xbox that's coming out?
Bro, I mean,
Because with Phil gone, you remember Phil said the new joint was gonna be, it wasn't gonna have a paywall. They might keep that motherfucker on there.
again, like I said when we recorded last night, there's no way if I'm Sony, I'm letting my games be playable on a Microsoft console. I don't care how much the console costs because uh they're saying that you know it's going to be a premium product with, like we said last night, anywhere from like $1,100 to $1,500, this, that, and the third. There are some people out there who are going to buy those consoles. Lord Cognito, all those Iron Lords boys, Paris Lily. Paris might not buy it, but he's certainly going to like. Well, here's the thing. Now that I think about it, with Phil out the door, by the time that console actually launches, Phil will be gone. So those parasocial relationships that Colt Eastwood and Tim Dog, well, Tim Dog switched over to PlayStation, Uni, like Paris Lily, all of them, that relationship might be shattered. They might not get flown out to these Xbox events anymore. It might be done. Because I see a lot of them on Twitter like, oh, I'm done. I'm just like, Smooth. Shout out Kid Smooth. Smooth was like, Xbox is officially dead. Well, shit, Smooth, people have been telling you that for years. And you kept saying, no, Microsoft. And Smooth was literally advocating for Apple to acquire Xbox from Microsoft to save them.
Yeah.
And he made some strong points.
Man,
this is crazy.
That. Shit, that's supposed to be $3,000.
Well, here's the thing. They don't need to, because you can run AAA games on an iPhone, an iPad, and a Mac now. Yeah. So Apple does not need to produce a console as long as developers will scale the games for their hardware. They don't need to. The hardware is already in our pockets and in our backpacks. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's gonna have. Then they're gonna have more memory, because these motherfucking games like 300 gigs now.
Well, that's the thing. That's also a thing. I literally cannot understand for the life of me how this happens, though. Like, how do you, there's no explanation for why Sarah Bond is gone.
None.
That's crazy. And anybody who doesn't think that is absolutely crazy is out of their mind. And yes, this is why it looks like she was pushed out. And then we look up and she's just posting on LinkedIn hours before this announcement happened. Because it was around 1 or something. Let me see. What time did you text me?
What time it was?
4:36? No, wait. That's when I sent. Okay, so you sent it at 2:27. So 3. So yeah, like I said, it was around 2 o'clock when you sent me that text. So it was 3 something your time. This looks crazy. Point blank period. And the question is, did they make Sarah Bond sign an NDA before she walked out those doors? Because if she didn't sign an NDA, she can go do a podcast tour. If she, what does her severance package look like?
Right.
Because I refuse to believe that woman woke up this morning and said, yeah, I'm done. I refuse to believe that.
Not if she posted looking for jobs.
Because here's my thing. Why would they hire her in the first place? Matt Booty was already there. They could have promoted Matt Booty a long time ago. He was already there. No, Matt Booty is like a lifelong super. The funny thing is, remember when Mike Ibarra left Xbox and then he got to tweeting like, yeah, they on some bullshit. They don't know what they doing over there. And he went over to, I think he went over to Blizzard. And then when they acquired them, the first Mike Ibarra was like, they some clowns. They don't know what they're doing over there. They're ruining Xbox. Da 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 da. Everybody's like, you're a hater because you got fired. He's like, I didn't get fired. I left on my own accord. Then they made the move to acquire Activision Blizzard King, and then Mike Ibarra left the minute Xbox took over. Mike Ibarra was like, I'm out because I see how this shit is going. The writing has been on the wall, and for the life of me, there's no way that I'm like, everybody's like, Microsoft is going to do something and everybody's going to forget that Sony fucked up by closing Blue Point.
Yeah,
And I'm like, there's no way that's gonna happen. I literally did not think it was gonna happen the very next day. I literally did not.
next day, it's like, what?
Like it wasn't even a full 24 hours, was it? Like maybe.
No, it wasn't.
So it was like 21, 22 hours or something like that.
When they closed the studio? When they announced they
Blue
closed
Point. The first time I saw it was in the afternoon yesterday.
So when I saw that post, it was like maybe it said like what 2-3 hours ago. So that would been like around noon, 11 o'clock noon my time. That been
So it's a little over 24 hours.
Yeah.
Either way, like this is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And to think that you put somebody in charge of the gaming division of one of the world's most profitable companies who has no background in gaming, who came from Instacart, and is now currently the head of your AI team. And that doesn't look strange to anybody?
Yeah, look.
If Phil had just retired and Sarah stepped into Phil's role, this is not news. It would be news because Phil was stepping away. It'd be like, long time Microsoft Xbox head Phil Spencer stepping away. And then people would be like, yo, for all the bad that happened, Phil did, he had crazy shoes to fill because Don Metric fucked up so bad at E3 2013 with the TV shit for the Xbox One. Everybody's like, all y'all talking about is the TV. Where the fuck are the games? And then the DRM, always online. Phil Spencer had to come in and clean up all that mess that Don Metric left.
Right. Yeah,
so for all the shit that people say about Phil, he had positioned Xbox to be in a much better space. But much like Icarus, he flew too close to the sun. But acquiring ZeniMax for $6.5 billion, in my opinion, it's overpaying because, well, actually, no, it's about market value. I don't care for Bethesda games, but machine games I like. What's the one studio they closed that I like? Tango Gameworks made good games. The one that makes Prey and stuff like that. I can't think of what studio that was.
Shit, what damn studio was that? You talking about the old school Prey or the new ones?
The most recent one. I can't think of it. Hold on, let's see what Bethesda studios are. The only studio that I didn't think Bethesda, just straight up Bethesda. I didn't think that they were. What is that studio?
They were made by Bethesda. Developed by Arcane Studios.
Arcane, that's the studio I'm talking about. I like when the games Arcane does. I don't like Fallout. I'm not a fan of the Elder Scrolls.
Oh no, I just like one Elder Scrolls. And that's Oblivion.
But $6.5 billion when you needed more games, probably Sony spent $3 billion on Bungie and they've got nothing out of Bungie. So Microsoft has at least got somewhat of a return on their investment. But the buck should have stopped right there. You don't double back a year and a half later and then spend $69 billion acquiring another publisher. And then have to fight it out in court through these regulatory boards. The money they spent on attorneys and stuff like that. And then everybody's like, well, why are they putting the games on PlayStation? I was like, y'all fail to understand that Microsoft has investors who are investing in that company, right? And they want their money back. The money that the money they helped put together to cut that check for Phil to go say, hey, $69 billion, give me Call of Duty, Candy Crush, all this shit. Microsoft didn't cut that check on their own. They could have. They wouldn't have been solvent. I don't know if they have that, they're a publicly traded company, so having that much money liquid and all that gets really, really murky. So there were investors, and those investors wanted their money back. And I said this all of 2024, and people asked, they're like, why would they put their games on PlayStation? Because they got to get that money back in blood. This is a failure at the very highest. Satya Nadella does not understand gaming. I don't think Satya Nadella wants to be over a company that has a gaming division. I don't think he cares. I think that people see the dollar signs that gaming generates, especially online gaming and stuff like that, and they think, oh, if they can do it, we can do it. Which is why Bluepoint, who are the masters of making remakes, started working on a God of War live service game. That made no sense. And then Jim Ryan and Herman Hulst decide that PlayStation needs to make 12 live service games because, well, Call of Duty Warzone's pretty good and Fortnite is pretty good, so we need 12 different games where we can have people constantly pouring money into it. And then you get that disaster that was Concord. And then you get The Last of Us Online that was completely canceled. Then we find out Bluepoint was working on a live service God of War game that got canceled. None of this makes sense.
None of it. It's
two steps forward, one step forward, two steps back on both accords. And Microsoft can't seem to get their head out of their own ass. And here we are today.
Yeah, it's like, what are y'all doing? It's like, do y'all really know what the people want?
No, they clearly don't. They don't care. They tell us that they're listening to and they hear us, but there's no way Sony can say we hear you, we're listening, and they greenlit 12 live service fucking games. No fucking way. And there's no way Microsoft can say we're listening and we hear you, and this is not me advocating for Sarah Bond because she's a black woman. I don't think Sarah Bond knew anything about fucking gaming because she came from T-Mobile, like I said. Matt Booty was already there. Right. Why you decided to put somebody who came from your core AI team as the head of your gaming team makes no sense. Do I think it's dirty how Sarah Bond was done? Yeah, because if this... I wouldn't have known anything, but I always been like, yo, something ain't right here. But to find out that she made a post about Microsoft, about Xbox, the brand, on her LinkedIn page, and then hours later she resigned, let's be real, y'all. Come on, dog. I was born at night, but not fucking last night. This makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah. So, I don't know. We're going into the last week of February, here. Which means spring is coming, but more importantly, summer is coming. What used to be E3, I guess I'm just calling it game season. Microsoft's going to have a show. This is going to be their... Like, you don't think Phil Spencer shows up, right? He wouldn't be in that show.
No, I don't think so.
Because Sarah Bond had been doing the last couple ones, so, like, who do you put... I guess Matt Booty does the showcase?
He gonna have to.
You can't put Asha Sharma out there. You just can't. That makes no sense.
You gotta put Booty out there.
So you would have to put Matt Booty out there. Obviously, Sony doesn't show anybody. They just have a voice like, here and some new exciting titles coming. This summer is going to be very interesting. The question is the price going to go up on the Switch 2? Is Microsoft really going to try to launch this console in the fall? And what is Sony going to do to clean up the disaster that Jim Ryan left in his retirement? And there are people right now still on Twitter 24 hours later calling for Herman Hulst's job. And I'm not a proponent of anyone getting fired, but if he was to be let go, it's like... The thing about it was always strange to me is that before they hit with Horizon Zero Dawn, they made Killzone. And Killzone was not lighting up the charts. You don't, like, kids are talking about Fortnite, Call of Duty. You never heard anyone be like, yo, new Killzone coming out. You've never heard anybody say that.
No. I never heard nobody say, man, you got that new Killzone?
Never. Horizon Zero Dawn saved Guerrilla Games. And then they turned around and gave their engine to Hideo Kojima and he used it for Death Stranding. But what it's like, so in all these years, y'all finally found the one game that nobody could deny, and it now becomes one of the PlayStation, staples. And because of that, Herman Hulst should be appointed head of PlayStation Studios. That makes no sense to anybody. I know a lot of people don't like Neil Druckmann, but like, Neil Druckmann was right there. Call Bruce Straley. Call Let Cory Barlog finish whatever the fuck he was working on for Sony Santa Monica and give the spot to Cory Barlog. Or give it to Yumi Yang, who was the head of Sony Santa Monica. Herman Hulst should not be running PlayStation Studios. So I'm absolutely amazed at what happened today. I cannot believe this is the current gaming landscape. I don't know where we going from here. But we just wanted to do a quick episode and kind of give our thoughts. We're going to have 2 episodes dropping over the next couple of days. And we should be at full strength next week, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't have anything else. You got anything, bro?
Matter of fact, it's been what, almost 3 years. So I think it's either who made the Walking Dead series on the Telltale.
Yeah.
They're supposed to have a Wolf Among Us coming out. They announced that.
That's been pushed back multiple times. We don't know when that's coming.
A lot of Xbox games, like State of Decay 3 was at the last E3. We ain't got no updates on that. Like,
gaming's in a weird space. I'm not gonna sit here like people like the pandemic shouldn't matter, and I'm not gonna sit here and be one of those people. The pandemic did play a part. It 100% played a part. But at some point, y'all gonna have to pull it together.
Right, gonna have to. So right now, it look like, to me, everybody playing simulator games that I know of.
Yeah.
I don't want to play no simulator. Like, what? Like, I got a couple people right now playing card shop simulator, selling Pokemon cards and shit like that.
I don't want to play simulation games. I don't want to play Goat Simulator. I don't want to play Farm Simulator. I don't want to play... And no disrespect to any of the people that play that stuff. It's just not for me. It's not for me.
Like, nah, I'm cool on that. In that case, I had to go back, clear out the backlog. Then
and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Clearing out my backlog. Because this is crazy. Like, I don't mind remakes and remasters, but I also do want some new IP, some new stuff. But at the same time, I don't want them just burning these companies down from the inside out. And it essentially feels like that's what they're doing. And again, I'm not a super pro Xbox guy. I have all 3 consoles. You know what I mean? Right. And the PC. So we're multi-platform gamers. I didn't dislike Phil. I didn't hate Phil. I don't know the man to dislike him or hate him or like him or whatever. I think that Phil had a very tough task when he took over as the head of Xbox. And for all the bad that people presume him to have done, he did a lot of fucking good. Because had they just left it where Diametric did, I don't think we have the Xbox Series consoles. I think it's over.
Right, yeah. Hell, it might be over now.
This is absolutely insane.
But we got to see. We got to see what the summer brings.
We shall. Y'all stay tuned, man, because we do the gaming stuff. We covered the PlayStation State of Play. We covered the Nintendo Direct. Those are on our YouTube channel. The link will be in the episode details. But we're going to be covering all types of stuff over this journey. Again, like I said, I hope that we'll be at full strength next week. So make sure y'all tune in. Tell your friends. I do exclusive content over on Patreon. I'll put my Patreon link in the episode details. KG, you got anything you want to plug, brother?
Well, you can follow my Twitch, Killer X Frat on Twitch.
All right, that'll be in the episode details as well. That's gonna do it for us, man. I'm gonna enjoy this Friday night, man. Y'all be good, and I guess you know what? Keep the phone close by, because you never know what's gonna happen in gaming next. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
All right, man. Y'all be good. Peace.
All right, one.